As many of you know, I have been a fan of Mr. Snowflake for quite a long time. I've also been involved with Girl World for almost the same amount of time. The last time we talked about Amber Lynn. Today we're going to talk about someone who some have called the mountain, for lack of a better term, of Girl World. Today we have Mr. Snowflake again. For someone so serious, I find it adorable that in the little tiny screen down there, you're nodding your head to the intro.
Oh, did you say? Oh, can you say that? Oh no.
I have to keep it light because what you've been discussing lately has been dark as fuck.
It's been really fun, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'll start it from the beginning. You've done Amber. You've done the whole shape by the algorithm. If you could go back, would you have done a shape, and the content was there, would you have done a shape by the algorithm Foodie Beauty?
I tried to ages ago, but I thought she was just bored me. But it's so dull. But I was at the BB era, which is dull. Maybe. I don't think I was good enough back then to do a shape by the algorithm style.
You're a fan. I know we talked about it the other day because I was watching. I always rewatch the Misfits because it's one of my favorite things ever on YouTube. You were good enough back then, but has anything surprised you from back then making those first two videos to now? Like, as far as Foodie Beauty?
I didn't know how dark it gets. I thought it was just going to be another Amber. I thought it was a slightly more boring Amber.
To be fair, I warned you about this.
You didn't. I just thought you would I don't know. I thought you were looking out for me, but I thought that's not that bad. He's just, I don't know. I just didn't think it was that bad. It's so bad. I didn't know. I didn't listen.
You never listen, but it's because but it's a good thing because I love that you go in there and you're honest. And one of the best things about you, and a lot of people have brought this up in context, is your silent rage that you did. That you've even said it. This is the Mr. Snowflake rant. It's not as good as.
Oh, at the end of the. Oh yeah, sorry. Silent rage. That's quite good.
But people felt that. They felt your emotional connection, being that you're a parent, being that all these things. They felt that you were upset, and we're going to get into that part of it. But did any of this touch you emotionally? Did any of this?
Yeah, the end of the episode 2. I forgot all my script. I had a look afterwards. I was like, oh, I didn't stick to any of that. Yeah, that got me. And I thought that'll be the worst thing I cover. I won't do any more silent rages. But now episode 3, I'm like, oh, it's worse.
So I know that you got into this. We were talking. The last time we talked, when we've talked since then, getting into Foodie Beauty. What was that drawing line? What made you go, you know what? Fine, I'm going to finally do the Foodie Beauty.
There was a few people who kept saying, "Oh, you should do Foodie. She's more entertaining than Amber these days." And I said, oh, "I'll get to it." And it took like, I don't know, 2 years to get to it. And I finished it by the algorithm. I started doing victims, and I needed another series. And I was like, "Go on, I'll finally get to Foodie." And yeah, now we're on Foodie Beauty.
We'll start from the beginning of the episode, the first episode, that intro. Whispers in your ear. You're the reason Daddy's not here. Liar tells you that success comes to those who never stop to rest. Liar leads you to believe beauty and attention will meet your needs. Oh, look out for the lies, they're wearing their disguise, promising you life, they're killing you inside. Look out for the lies, don't try to come She was very
So
upset
good.
about that, by the way. She was very upset.
This ridiculous cinematic trailer, and the first sentence from the intro song they so carefully chose for it starts with basically, "You are the reason your father wasn't there." Nice choice of song. Blaming a child for their father being a deadbeat, absent parent, it's never the child's fault. I can tell already by the stage that was set with this trailer, this will also be a low rap series. But nonetheless, it's very lucrative because there's a lot of haters who will eat it up with a fork and spoon.
The intro was like the lyrics and everything. Was that a conscious choice to make or no?
Well, I searched keywords when I was looking for types of music. So I look for dramatic, or you look for sad, and then you scroll through. I wasn't finding anything for I don't know how long, ages. And then I thought, right, what's associated with Foodie? Liar. So I just typed in liar, and that popped up, and I listened to the lyrics, and I was like, oh, it fits so well. It's like I've planned it, but I just got lucky.
She went on a full tangent rage. This is before the video even came out. Just the trailer.
I know.
Mr. Cardigan. I was like, gee, woman, the video hasn't come out yet. I mean, give the man a chance.
I didn't know she was like. I didn't know she was that bad. I thought she might rage eventually, maybe when we're in episode 2 or 3. Or I didn't think just off the. Did I just show the song? Oh, I just saw the opening credits, didn't I? I just blew my mind that she was just that angry about.
But she loves Jimmy, because I'll never forget the day we were in your Discord and we were all talking, and you wanted to know why she was wearing the hijab, and I said I'll ask, and I went in there and I asked, and then Jimmy shows up, and the first thing she says, "Oh, hi, Jimmy Bunker."
Oh, really? Oh yeah. I think she liked Jimmy.
Well, you put him in the dryer, so they have their kindred spirits. So.
Hi everyone. Mr. Snowflake's just put me in the dryer. It's kind of his thing. He likes to play. Oh, why don't you take me pants off?
Oh yeah. Oh, she won't like him now that we did that little joke. I like that joke. That was Jimmy.
I
I
thought
think
it
that
was
was Jimmy's idea. Yeah.
I love that, and I did love the Wolverine Jimmy.
It's me, your old pal Wolverine. Don't let Foodie Beauty drink and drive, Bubba. Someone could get hurt.
I just look for an excuse to put Jimmy in wherever I can.
Today's impression is the peacock. Nothing.
So.
But I think you need that because you need Jimmy to break up some of that fucking just seriousness.
He's very good for that. I would have put him in this like I did with Victims of an Empath, but he doesn't really know anything about Foodie Beauty, so it would have just been faking it, so we just left it.
Really? I figured he'd be all over this.
He's never watched it, he doesn't know a thing about it. He only knows from the videos I've made so far.
Keep him away.
With Amber, he'd seen a bit, but
keep him away. We need Jimmy to stay pure. We don't need that corruption in Jimmy.
Jimmy's what? Jimmy's corrupt.
The guy was so flustered and embarrassed that he thought he'd embarrassed me. Forgot to ring him up, so I got him for free.
Oh, and did you not correct him?
No.
I would have. No.
Am I going to go to prison?
Probably. So you've just admitted theft on YouTube after we cover people who are awful. Jimmy Bunker admits theft.
Shh, don't tell the people that. He's still beloved. We can't ruin that. You talked about her childhood. Going into finding out about she was the child of an underage pregnancy. Her father had alcohol problems, and her parents and grandparents did spoil her a bit. What was your take on that?
Oh, it kind of made sense a bit that she'd been spoiled. She'd been spoiled, but then she also had not enough attention. So it kind of makes sense a little bit of what she's like now. Not as extreme as she is now.
Do you think so?
That was just... Oh, sorry, go on.
Do you think so, though? Because she did have that time with her mom, and they were together, and it was just them. Or was it a jealousy that her mother and her stepfather had a child, and that attention went to it's a child. Like you're going to pay a little more attention to a child.
Well, people said that, and I thought, I don't know. But then, the more I watched of Foodie talk about that, I was like, I think the people who have said that are right. She was jealous of the mother and the younger sister, Natalie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you take any weight in the fact that her friend came out and said that she was cruel to her little sister? Or do you think that's valid, or do you think
I don't know. It's tempting to just think, yeah, it's true because Foodie's not very nice. But it is just somebody saying something on the internet, so it could be true, it could not be. Don't know.
I know that she got very upset. She threatened. We talked about that before. She had threatened to call CPS on a woman for making comments, and then it was no. I never meant to say that. Then there's the story about her stealing candy from an anorexic patient, and
Oh yes.
which actually a lot of people it's come out, and I can't 100% confirm that didn't even happen. That she made up the entire story based on someone else's encounter from her childhood. So
I think I was going to say, yeah, I think we bring that up in one of the future episodes that it might not actually be her story. So you don't know.
but then again, wait, how sick is that you would make up that story for clout? How is that clout?
I don't get it. Even after watching Amber for all these years, I still can't understand. I don't get it. Surely it's harder to lie and then keep track of I don't get it. I still don't get it.
Even the homeless man story is apparently a lie. Why would you say that? Like, how does that? I'm sorry, Snowflake. Are you going to say that you slept with a homeless man on a rock to elevate yourself? I mean,
if it got me 1 million subs, I'd do it. No, I didn't know that one was a lie.
That apparently is a lie as well.
I don't think I've heard that. Or if I have, I've forgotten. But I don't remember that one being a lie.
And then getting burgers for foreplay.
Yeah.
Whoppers for Whoppers.
Well, that's fine. I agree with her there. That's fine. I don't mind that one.
You're like a Whopper. You're like a good Whopper. Shout out for I mean you need to get your what do they call endorsements? Burger King is going to endorse Snowflake.
I always get what they're called.
Offers.
No, what they're called, man. When somebody emails you saying talk about our product for a minute, sponsors. I get loads of sponsors. But
Why haven't you gone down that route?
I don't know. It feels weird if I'm talking about a dead serious subject like child abuse, and then I go, oh, by the way, though, Red Shadow Legends is here. It feels weird.
Sliding into more of the Foodie Beauty, when you've heard the story about the encounter, the alleged threesome, and the mess she made, I believe that story.
I believe that one.
What were your initial thoughts? What did you go with? What did you think?
I thought it was dead funny. I didn't think a lot of it. She didn't get. Like a lot of it, especially the early part of episode 1, is there to make you either like her or relate to her. So all the daft little stories would kind of just there to kind of laugh along with her. I'm not saying, oh, isn't she evil for pooping on someone's bathroom? It's to kind of laugh along with her. But
Who hasn't pooped on someone's bathroom? You know?
Yeah, but she just didn't get it. But that's okay. I didn't think she would.
So I mean, again, and going back to her reactions, like you everybody knows the Snowflake formula by now. You allow them to speak their own truth, and you simply narrate over it. You simply say, look, this is what happened. It's not like you ever take a side. Don't get me wrong. In the second episode, you absolutely took a side on that darker stuff, but you're always very honest and straightforward. This is how you feel. This is what you think, but this is what they said out of their mouth. Was it frustrating to see that she tried to contradict that or try to say that, no, that's not how you're lying? What is your reaction to her reaction, if anything?
I can't really remember much of her reaction because I didn't watch it all. I didn't even watch it. I got clips I needed to put in the next episode. I saw where she said, "Yeah, I didn't even watch it anyway." That made me laugh. I have no real reaction. I didn't think she'd like it. I didn't think she'd get it. Stuff in part 2 she won't get. Well, I was expecting a rage, but she's apparently been banned.
So my understanding is that she got a strike for saying some very inappropriate things in a community post, and so she didn't even go live for her birthday, which is one of her biggest money-making days. So
Ah,
I mean, hey, to each their own. You made a mistake. I mean, she does it to herself. I'm not. No, there's no sympathy at this point. But I will say this: we got to the part where she tried to use holistic methods and the medical medium and all these other things to get healthy. Talking
yeah.
about that, I mean, someone who like you, who works out, who is healthy, who takes care of himself. What did you think about her prospects as far as using the medical medium?
I think I felt a bit sorry for her then. I think I did. She was trying all these methods like you do. Maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. Last resort, I'll try this. I think I felt a bit sorry for her then, thinking, oh, she just doesn't know any better. She's doing the best she can with the brain she's got. She doesn't know. You just have to put effort in. She doesn't understand. So I think I felt sympathy then. I think. I don't think I thought she was stupid, or did I? I'll go with sympathy.
Well, I didn't like honestly when I first got into her, she was just starting into the natter start of things or the dom stuff. So I went back and I educated myself because I do that because I'm stupid. I educated myself on her past, and I did feel sympathy. I did feel bad for her. I did feel like, and I think you and I are kindreds in that. Like I feel that I want her to succeed. I want her to win, much like Amber did many years ago. I wanted Amber to win. And that's how a lot of these channels start. Go back to AJ. We talked about AJ a while back. I wanted these people to succeed. I know what it is to be 500 pounds and miserable and a slave to your own body. I want you to win so other people can take your example and do better. But all I've seen constantly failure after failure, manipulation after manipulation. And it doesn't, again, going back to AJ, it doesn't matter the gender, it doesn't matter the person. It's like YouTube is a hub for these horrible people that want to manipulate, make a quick dollar, and use people and then say, this is not a weight loss channel.
Yeah, we've seen it with Amber, Foodie, AJ. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it is hard to lose the weight or to make a change. But when you put it online and then you start failing, and then excuses, they all just seem the same to me. The same excuses, very similar. I know Foodie's a billion times worse than Amber now. I finally get it. But they're still similar. They still do very similar things, say similar things, and have this similar excuses. Yeah, I'll never run out of overweight LOLcows.
Well, I mean, I will say this: you did Nico Cotto. That was more entertaining than anything else, and he did lose a shit ton of weight a while back. So I'll give him that.
I'll get back to. I'll do a proper one on him probably after Foodie. Probably.
Oh, so we're not getting the Misfits?
Well, I wanted to do because there's one left of Misfits, but I can't afford the time because it doesn't make any money. So I can't afford to spend like a month on it and then not make any money. So I thought, oh, well, how can I do it? What about if I just do a giant series, like a giant episode documentary covering the whole lot? And I think I can probably do that within the time limit. And then it might do a bit better because it's a longer video. So that's the plan, to do a super massive episode.
Love the Misfits. I don't care what he says. I get it. I know it's your financial stuff.
That's the best idea I've got.
As far as all that and moving forward with the first video, we got to the part where we met BB, and I have never felt more sorry for a man.
Oh,
He seems like he's probably the nicest person. He's probably the most innocent in all of it, and just he doesn't. I compare it to Amber and her girlfriends. Some of them didn't want to be on camera, and she constantly probes him. Hey, BB, da, 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 and then gets mad when he doesn't do what she wants, and he's trying to watch TV, and he's working. I have so much sympathy for that man. I'm so glad he got out when he had the opportunity.
he does. He does remind us. He reminds me of Crystal.
Yeah,
Especially just nice and quiet and normal. But I don't know where he is now. I assume he's happier. I don't know. I don't know where he is now. I assume Crystal's happier as well.
I assume that's for the best. I think baby BB being alone, maybe having a family and left out of this is a wonderful thing. Just as far away as anybody can be from this universe, because we're all stuck in it, and getting away is just ugh.
Well, and I'm learning that anybody in the Foodie verse, I think everybody's just awful. Every character is awful. So I wanted a nice character. Like, she's horrible, but then we've got a nice one to root for. But I think everyone's just going to turn out to be awful.
Speaking of ones that you didn't see coming, Pete's.
Mm.
The Jimmy Bunker impersonator, Pete's. When you introduced Pete's in that episode, riding the dinosaur and just giving his little quotes, I remembered all over again why I liked Pete's in the beginning.
He's likable. Well,
Very.
he was likable then.
I think a lot of people were concerned that you hadn't seen what Pete's potentially becomes, but I also, in my opinion, I mean, correct me if you disagree, I think she has a role to play in that. I think she makes people into monsters to some regard.
Oh, I don't know. I never thought about that. Makes Pete's. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of Pete's yet. Well, I'm learning more about Pete's, but I like the way I've done it, where I'm learning as I'm going, because I don't have the time to learn everything and then make an episode, because I couldn't do it. I like that. I like Pete's at the start. It's a bit like the Amber arc. I liked Amber. Oh, she's awful. I like Pete's. Oh.
And I'm not going to sit here and completely vilify Pete. He's a human being. He can make his mistakes or whatever, and he's never done anything as far as
No.
But he's done some things. We end the first episode with Foodie and BB breaking up.
Yes.
Self-inflicted, you think?
Yeah, I know what she blame it on. He wanted kids and she didn't, I think, was one of the reasons, but he was just miserable. It's similar to Crystal again, where the audience watching can watch and go, oh, Crystal's miserable or BB's miserable. But Amber and Foodie don't see that. But everybody else can. So yeah, remind me of Crystal. Self-inflicted, yeah. It's a good way of putting it.
I mean, and she also knew that she could have that surgery well before it resulted in her having to get a hysterectomy. She knew.
Yeah.
And then there was water fasting and all kinds of and crystals and stones and all these like different holistic ways to try to cure cysts. It's like, no, you can do this. You can. I don't know.
Well, what I'm learning is Amber and Foodie and anybody like that can't ever stay in a relationship because they're just too, I don't know, pick a word, awful, self-involved. They can't stay in a relationship. Yeah. So who's she with now? Salah.
Yeah.
That probably won't last. Somebody said there was not with him now. I don't know, but
it's all speculation. But I mean, we're also talking about a woman that. Well, I'm sure you'll get to Poopgate at some point. We've talked about Poopgate a bit.
Poopgate? I've heard about Poopgate, but I've kept away from all the text. It is text messages, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's horrible. Like, it's disgusting. Like, I mean, you would think something that's called Poopgate would be disgusting, and it lives up to it. I mean, 100%.
But I haven't seen it yet. Me thinking at the minute, it'll change when I cover it, I bet. Is I don't want to make fun of them for having a strange fetish, fine. But I bet by the time I get up to there, I'm like, oh, screw him. I'm going to make fun of him. Watch. I don't know, but that's what I'm guessing I'll get there.
I've always worried about this with you, and I've joked about it, but I'll say this. You know, they say when a person becomes president, they age many, many years in 4. You watch Barack Obama and other presidents go through, and they go from having luscious, full, dark hair to almost their hair turns white completely. I'm worried that your beautiful ginger hair is going to turn gray, and you're going to be the silver fox.
I think that's a good one, actually. Yeah, I felt like that after the end of episode 2, when I finished filming. I was just a bit, and I think the next day I was a bit down as well. But now I'm dead excited to just show how awful she is. I've gone from just being miserable, going, do I want to do this? And then for some reason now I'm like, yeah, this is fun. I don't know why. Even though there's loads of awful stuff, I'm like, I'm up for it now. I don't know why.
Before we get to episode 2, I want to take a quick intermission here and talk about this lovely cardigan you're wearing.
Oh.
I was under the impression that you bought it for Foodie Beauty.
Yeah, but after she said Mr. Cardigan, I thought, oh, I have to get sillier and sillier cardigans.
I'm going to have to get cardigans now because of you. Like, they just look really nice, and now I want to go buy cardigans.
Well, I bought a pink one the other day, but it was really cheap and it wasn't a cardigan. It was terrible. So I need to buy. So I've searched Snowflake cardigan. So I'm down to two. There's two winning. I might go with one from Amazon. Nice £26 one. I'll get that one. I think
Not bad. That's a good deal for a cardigan.
it's all right. I'm only going to wear it for the video. So
Oh, so this is not the Snowflake that's out and about on town. You know, you don't want cardigans everywhere.
although I suppose I do wear cardigans when I'm out. It's mainly for the video anyway. I just want Foodie to think I look cute. That's all. That's all I want.
Going into episode 2, you had given us a point where it was almost sad for her, and we worried about her, and we wanted, for anybody that wasn't new, that was new to her, we wanted to root for her still. We start the second episode. What's your mindset there?
If episode 1, which I thought was quite tame, if she didn't like episode 1, I think this episode might kill her.
Yeah, I like that line. I was chuffed with that one. I'm proud of that one. I'm stuck how to open episode 3 now. I'm stuck. Yeah, at the beginning, I don't really like her, but there's still enough where you can kind of watch and smile. She's doing the short videos with Pete. She's laughing along with Pete. So you can kind of still watch and still feel good. Don't know if you like her or relate to her. But I think that's it now. I don't know how to do the usual Snowflake structure of everything's fine in the beginning, because now we're just that awfulness, evilness. So I have to break away from my structure, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Where just the whole episode is evil. Episode 2. Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. Oh, she's evil. And now episode 3 is, oh, she's even worse. Oh, God. And then I don't know what episode 4 is. I assume more evil. You keep saying it gets worse. How? I don't know how. I can't imagine what comes after the thing I saw the other day. Ugh.
You have talked about, I want you to experience it firsthand. I don't want to ruin that. I'll give you, I mean, if you, at some point, if you'd like to sit down and chat about it, we can. I just don't want to, I need you to go in fresh. Because seeing that and the things she does and the he notes to note our Cuba rage.
Yeah.
Almost a home invasion. Cat or animal abuse.
Heard that.
The alibi she tries to give someone for, let's just say, SA.
That's the thing I watched the other day in the car.
And again, like one of those things literally just went to court. I don't know the outcome of it. I hope they put him under the prison. I hope they put him for a long time for what he's done to people. You'll get to what he's done to others. There's actual video. No, not just that. In your last video, you talked about Dee Dee for a bit because she said that Dee Dee was this. Dee Dee deserves whatever she gets from him.
Yeah.
She does get it from him. And there's audio of what happens and video. Someone leaked these videos out that I don't know if he was talking to someone on like Facebook or something, but the camera was still on and you hear some of the most horrid things that you have Foodie in essence saying that she deserves this.
I don't really know anything about it yet.
Well, you'll see.
Even if I don't like it, I'm probably not going to like the. Would you say is it audio?
Yeah, there's audio and there's a bit of video, but you don't see a lot of what happens. It's very rough.
I'd say that's the thing. When you say it gets really dark and that, I thought I'd got it perfectly episode 2 where there was bits of jokes and the serious stuff, and I thought, I like the way I did that. That I got the jokes right, and then the serious stuff. I don't know how to do any jokes in episode 3 because it's awful. Like I said, the thing I watched in the car the other day, and I said afterwards, I just sat for I don't know half an hour, an hour, and I just sat in silence, just thinking about it. Is that the worst thing I've seen? That's the worst thing I think I've seen since doing them.
The beautiful thing about your episode too is that you touched on a lot of the things that nobody really harps on. Some of people do, but not anybody have taken it serious, like her driving under the influence, like her being a poor driver and like her not seeming, and I don't want to go into the reaction channels, but you made a valid point that they are the only ones that gave a shit about her. Her own fan base are trying to,
yeah. That wasn't just a select few clips to make reaction channels look good. That I had so much footage that it was really tricky how to just pick the couple I did, because there was so much where they were constantly worried for her, angry at her, but worried for her, and they're the only ones who seem to really care. And it just it didn't make any sense. These people who criticize her all the time are being really fair, but the fans she was talking about just loving that she nearly died.
she's just busy.
Yeah. I don't get it.
But it goes back to like base human instinct to care for somebody and not. I mean, I think a good moral human being doesn't want to watch a snuff film. They don't want to watch someone slowly kill themselves. I understand that, yes, they're using this for content, whatever it may be, but the genuine care from a Michael B. Petty or any of these or Pulpy or all these people, Milk Tea was all they were just trying to fucking say, hey, yes, we don't like you, but we don't want you to die. You know, we care.
That's a normal human response, but the response from the people she was talking about were just loving. I just don't get it. I'll never understand humans. Some humans I'll never get it.
I feel I feel I'm taking crazy pills because your response seems normal to me. Please don't do this.
Yeah.
I don't want you to die. Stop putting yourself. And then like the part of the second video that really hit me, that made me go, what the fuck, was when someone said, I think you're smitten. And she's like, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I've just been writing in the script today about that, about how it starts off as a giant red flag. Her and what's his face? It's not like it starts off nice and it slowly changes, or he was a bit different there than he normally is. Oh, I didn't like. Oh, well, maybe it was just a one-off. It was none of that. It was just, I met this guy. He's a walking red flag. I think she even said on the first, he's a red flag. He's aggressive. He's controlling. He's all these things. On day one, it doesn't slowly change. That's who he is straight away. So again, I just don't get these people.
But then it was even more than that. Like it was, she's already trying to make excuses for bruises on her body and my blood thinners. My blood thinners, they do that, and it's like that's not how a relationship's supposed to go. Like, I mean, look, I understand we talked about kinks or whatever, and people having their own little fetishes or whatever, but this was beyond that. You're smoking a crack pipe that was on the floor. You're doing lines of cocaine your first night. You said it yourself. Amber may copy her fucking partners, but this woman did lines of cocaine the first night they met.
Yeah, God, I miss Amber.
Did you ever think you'd say that?
No, I tried watching her the other night because I had this idea for a new Amber series that's been on my list for ages. I don't know how long. And I thought, go on, I'll finally get to that new Amber series. I don't know how long I watched for the other night. A while, I don't know. And I just had to give up. And I was like, it's too dull. I prefer the dullness to stuff I've seen in Foodie. Just so dull. I was like, I can't do anything with it. I don't know how reaction channels react to it. They're much better than me because I can't get a thing from it. I don't know how. I can't do it. I haven't got their skill. I don't know how you do it. She's so dull.
No more gunshots.
Yeah.
We talked about the driving. We talked about everything else, but then we're going to get into something a little darker towards the end. And I saved this for last because I didn't want to, because it bothers me as much as I think it bothers you. You said in the beginning, towards the middle of the video, Karabee Joe, that seems like a fun guy. Wrong. And I think your comedy and your tone was spot on, where you tried to find bright spots and then you immediately said, yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Tell me the process of when you found out about Karabee Joe and then your reaction and you being a parent, what that did to you. More importantly, her and how she.
Okay. I think I'd heard about the Karate Joe stuff, but it's like the stuff that's coming in the future. I've heard about it. I haven't gone into detail. So I was like, okay, I know this goes into the episode and it's the biggest thing that happens. So that's the last thing you do. That's the climax of Act 2, the biggest, most dramatic. You save that for the end. So I thought, okay, I'll save that to the end, learn. Right, Karate Joe, let's learn about him. The pictures creeped me out.
Oh yeah.
The stuff I learned that he did creeped me out. The thing that got the biggest reaction from me was when she was on the live stream and she said, I've just found out about it. I went out to Kiwi Farms. I just learned about it. And she was still stuffing her face. And that's because normally I'll watch. I'm just watching. That one man is just go, what's happening? She's like stuffing her face and she's enjoying eating away.
Just a slurping down, just.
Yeah, you recently just learned about it. People are asking you about this. The sickest thing I can imagine in the world. And you're just stuffing your face with food going, yeah, it's really right. I don't get it. I don't get how a human brain. I don't know what else to say. It was just that's the thing that just made me go, eh. And I know I've seen people say she knew. I don't know if she knew or not. The reaction seems maybe I don't know.
A lot of people have said because they talked offline quite a bit. Like they had vivid discussions offline. They had phone numbers. They chatted constantly. They were close.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people believed she knew, and that her being upset had nothing to do with finding out, because she already knew, was that, oh no, she's about to lose her internet husband.
Yeah, the reaction when she was stuffing her face was weird. It's the weirdest reaction. It reminds me of when Amber let Gracie out, and she pretends, oh, I don't know what's up. Oh, look at the couch. It's a weird reaction. Where I go, that's not a normal human. That's odd. So her reaction made me go, did she know? Because that's a very odd reaction to go, oh yeah. And then that clip at the end where she was kind of like, well, wants to serve the time, blah blah blah. I missed loads out. I had loads in my script because I went off script and I went a bit mad. Mad for me. I missed loads out. I can't remember what now, but I just missed loads out, and then I didn't want to go back and try and get that emotion back again. But that reaction where she's just like, meh.
I felt it whenever because you pulled the paper out because you made sure to say, this is your words. These are your words. And the word you kept saying, and I in the conversations you and I've had, I kind of feel like when you like harp on one word, that's when you're pissed because you're like, meh.
Oh.
I was like, oh, he's mad. He's fucking mad.
Yeah, I guess that was mad for me. I'm a dull, boring guy who's just. But I guess I would. Yeah.
I wouldn't say bored. I say mellow, if anything else.
I'm bored. I know what I am. But yeah, when she was. When she had sympathy. That's the thing she says. Well, I've learned as well. It doesn't matter how often I show her own words against her. A narcissist is never gonna get it. Like you can show with her, you can show video footage and go, "You did that. That was awful. Look what you did," and they still won't get it. And it's amazing. It's fascinating. They'll never. No, I didn't. But you're looking at what you did. You said that. No. And you go,
you're taking it out of context. You're taking it out of context.
Out of context, yeah. Anything. Just there's always an excuse. There's always a reason why.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. It was 20 years ago, which works if you've changed, but you haven't. But yeah, with a narcissist, I've learned no matter what you say or what evidence you have, she'll never get it. At the end of the 6, 7, 8, however many, it keeps going up now. I thought 3 at first. It's up to like 8 episodes now. At the end of the series, she's never going to be like, that Mr. Cardigan was right. I am awful. She'll just think, I'm a prick, me. I'm a prick, and she's amazing. She'll never get it, and that's
I don't think they get. I mean, again, correct me if I'm wrong. When you do these videos, it's almost to show them a mirror to themselves, to their own souls. And I think that nothing would make you. You have never attacked someone maliciously. I think, if anything, you try to paint a picture showing them this is what you've become. You can change this. I'm showing you. And I think nothing would make you happier than to do a final episode with, after all of this, she changed. She made better choices. She helped herself.
Well, that was the original plan. I think that's probably the original plan with everybody. It was with Amber, and I'm sure it was with Foodie at first. Yeah, it was, because when I first hear about these LOLcows, because I'm an idiot, I'm naive. I assume, oh, they're 20 years old here, they're a moron, but I'm 10 years behind. When I catch up, they're going to look back and go, can't believe I used to lie about that. I can't believe I killed Destiny's cat.
Guys, it's me, Gracie. I've been traveling the world. I'm alive. I've been traveling the world. I wasn't murdered, honest.
I can't believe I used to be. So I always assume, oh, when they're in their 30s, they'll go, can't believe it, and I get a nice arc. Like a film, like a documentary, you get a nice arc. That's your protagonist. They've changed. So I always assume they've changed, but now I'm learning they never change. It's always the same. So there's never going to be an arc with anybody.
You left some stuff in there, and I hate that. I don't want you to feel like there's not going to be hope for somebody. I want there to
It's
be
ruining
that
me now.
moment.
It's cynical. I hate everybody now.
I'm worried about that because you had a moment, and I think a lot of us. I watched a reaction channel re-upload your video, which thank you for letting them do that. Thank you for being so kind as to let them react to your video, because some people would just flag them, whatever, fucking bullshit. But thank you. You said, I'm over all of these obese little cows. They're never going to change. They're never going to be. I'm so fucking tired of this shit. But that was the most fucking spirited I've ever seen you get. When again, it went into the Karate Joe stuff. It went into her, and you said, if you don't like me, I don't want you to be my fan. Anybody that would support a predator, anybody who would support somebody who is a predator in that way of children, I don't want you supporting me. That's the vibe I got from that. And I was like, fuck yeah, make a stand. Tell these people that. It was good.
Yeah, it was all right. I was a bit. I don't know. I wasn't sure at first because I finished it and I turned the camera off. I was like, oh, I don't know. I wasn't my normal boring self.
Fuck that.
I don't know. I felt uncomfortable. Felt like I said in the video, I felt a bit out of my depth. I was like, ooh, don't normally get a bit emotional. So I was a bit uncomfortable. And then I think I was talking to Nerfy about it. And she said, no, it's good. Be yourself. I was like, okay, we'll go with it. And then it seemed to get a decent response.
And I love her, by the way. Love Nerfy. Wonderful human being. Your protege, by the way.
Her and Gazette are lovely. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes. Gazette is a monster.
Yeah.
Gazette is a monster, but in the best way. I love Gazette and love Nerfy.
I don't think it's a coincidence that the people who watch mine and Jimmy's videos, they're all funny and nice and kind and just funny and nice. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Foodie's fans are like Foodie and a bit.
Fair, very true. You said Nerfy is a wonderful human being, sweetheart. I love Gazette. Who's the other cat that I think is hilarious and he always gives you
There's a few really funny ones.
And they interact and they're funny and they have their own little fucking worlds and this and that, but they all have come to congregate. Before we get to more dark shit, how does it feel that you've created this little Snowflake community and they love you and they come up with these images of Jimmy? How does it feel to have that you cultivated this beautiful community?
I never thought about it. I don't know. Just a bit lucky. It's really nice when you need it, and you can go on and be a bit silly and mess around and joke with people. It's nice. It comes in handy now and again. Just lucky that they're there. It's nice.
You're wonderful at what you do, and like we talked about the other day, how far you've evolved from the Misfits and the Cyrax stuff to now. My God, what you're doing is feature film quality work. It's just real documentary style work. No one touches you, but you're still humble that you don't see that. You can't tell me that you've gone back to your original videos and then come back to this and said it's the same. It's night and day.
I can't watch them. I can't watch the original ones. It is better, but I'm still learning. like I say, I'm a bit out of my depth on the next one because I can't follow the structure the way I want. So I don't know. I'm still learning. It's getting better. I was really the last few. I'm dead happy with how they've turned out because I never know if they're going to turn out good. I've got like 3 weeks, 4 weeks tops to get a video done. So you've got to watch all this stuff and then make a script and then make bits funny. Go quick. Is it going to turn out all right? And then I watch it on the premiere, and everyone's laughing where I wanted them to, and people are sad where I want them to. And I go, oh, it's worked. Oh, that's nice. So the last few I've been very happy with. Yes, very happy with.
So I did bring up a name in those old videos, and someone who's not a very good person, someone you would of course, Jimmy, someone that many people would call a monster. You've done two videos on him. And Foodie Beauty, I don't know if you knew about this, was once a supporter of his. Cyrex. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I haven't heard, because I don't get time to learn about other LOLcow. So I know King Cobra's up to loads of weird stuff. I mean, some woman.
Yeah, that's gotten a little crazy.
I don't know the details there. I know Cyrex is relevant. Is that the word now? People, things happen.
He got caught again. They had another decoy. And he sent his wang, and it was just awful. Then he tried to say that he was set up again, and then he tried in the text messages to this decoy. He said, "I don't want to be called a pedophile. You manipulated me." This person who was apparently 14 years old, and said all the he's Cyrex.
Oh man,
it terrifies me. If he wasn't in the position he was, it would terrify me that someone like that was out there. But he's never going to be able to get out of that house. He's never going to be able to actually hurt anybody because of his stature, because of his.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, there are other people out there that are like him. They just aren't as publicly known.
Yeah. So I saw him when he said about his stature where he challenged Music Biz Marty. I saw that clip. That was funny. But yeah, I don't often. So I catch bits like King Cobra's doing stuff, Cyrex is doing stuff. But because all my time is on whoever I'm working on at the minute, Foodie, I know stuff's happening, but I don't have time to look at it. Cyrex. Yeah, again, there's just another LOLcow or horror cow, whatever you call it. There's so many evil people. It won't. All it's done making these videos has made me less naive. I don't think people are going to change. I think if somebody's horrible, they'll always be horrible. I think if somebody's nice, chances are they'll always be nice. Cyrex will never change. Got caught again. Yeah. Amber's never going to change. I'm losing weight. No, you're not. Foodie's never going to change. Oh, this week I'm Muslim. Next week I'm. They're never going to change these people. Another Life by Jen. Oh, she's doing it this time. She's not going to. Candy. Oh, see, that just they never change. Even when you want, because sometimes I think, oh, they're gonna, and it's because I'm willing them, and people are willing them. So you go, well, I would change. I'd do that. They're not. I've never seen anybody change yet. What's her name? Candy. Hungry Fat Chick. Candy. There was a bit of time where people were saying she's going to do it, and I was thinking she's not. And then a week later, I think she just kind of resigned and said, "Yeah, I'm just going to eat myself to death." And I was like, I hate that. I've realised nobody will change. Never going to change. So Nick Ricardo said lost a bit of weight. He's not going to change. He's not going to get down. He's not going to change. He's always going to be horrible.
I think he's smart enough that he knows what he's doing as far as financially. He's made a lot of money.
But
I truly believe, and I could be wrong. I absolutely could, but I still have a little bit of hope. I truly believe I may be wrong though. I think he's smart enough to play the system and play that character very well. Because again, if we go back to the original Nikocado, you said this yourself, that they're always going to be a certain person, but he wasn't always this way. When he was younger and thin and he was a vegan and all these wonderful things, and he was doing. He was lovely and wonderful to watch, and he was just so full of life.
You've
get a little
used
bit
my words against me. Well done. You've done the Snowflake
absolutely.
structure.
But
Maybe you're right.
But I say that because one of your most endearing qualities, again, I say this not only as a friend but as a fan, is your hope and your desire that these people will come through. Somebody at some point will come through, and somebody will be successful. And
Well,
I
that's why
say this.
Oh, go on. Sorry,
No,
go
go
on.
No, go.
I was just going to say that's why we gave AJ the shout out, because I genuinely
Yeah.
believe he's going to do it. Nope. Sorry, go
But
on.
I need you to understand that you have had a positive influence on so many. Look at Murphy. Look how well she's doing, and she's come out of her box, and she's a vibrant, happy person. Hey, Murphy, always a pleasure. Love you to death. Look what and a more personal. Look what you've done for us here. Just sitting down and chatting with you every time I have been able. I told you before. This is breaking the fourth wall here. I am terrified every time we sit down and do this, because I want to do you justice. Because you do so well for other people, and you're such a good person. And going all the way back to when I first met you, you never had to give me that opportunity. You never had to sit there and let me be the first person to interview you. You never had to have those private conversations with me. You are such a good person. And I get a little emotional about it because I think so highly of you. You never had to do that. At 100,000 subs, you don't have to sit here with me talking about this, but it's always you that reaches out to me and says, hey, when's the last time we did a video? Let's talk about Foodie. You have so many other people and other avenues you could go to, and you come and talk to me, and you come and give us this opportunity. That speaks volumes about you as a human being. Fuck being a content creator. You still have that beautiful spark of hope, and you've influenced so many people to do things. Look at all the people that create art in your Discords. Look at all the people that make all this content. They are inspired by you. You also, you could be one of those people that charges $10 a month for a subscription. You charge $2, if that. You always get upset when we super chat you because you don't want anybody's. This is who you are, and I don't want this to ruin you in thinking that there's no hope. I truly believe there's going to be somebody. There has to be somebody out there for Mr. Snowflake to tell a story where it starts out tragically, but they come out and persevere.
Well, the membership, as soon as I can get rid of the membership, that would be good. Because I have to have it now, but I'd like to not. Like I said, I don't want to do the sponsors. I don't want to do membership. I don't want to. I'm still happy, and I'm still I like you. I like Jimmy. There's people I like and I have hope for, but I think I've just learned to not put all my naivety into thinking Amber's going to change or these people are going to change. So I don't think it's a bad thing that I've changed now, and I'm thinking, nope, you're not worth putting energy into. You're not. You are, though. You're nice. I'll put my energy into that. I don't know what I'm saying now. Yeah, I don't want to put my naivety into thinking I can change.
I think I can speak for the Nerfies and the Jimmies and myself and others, people that you can go be naive. It's okay. You can go be naive because we will be here to catch you when they knock you down.
Well, that's another thing. I felt really let down when AJ failed. I felt let down at least once when Amber failed, and I thought she might. Yeah, I don't want to be let down, so I'll just put the energy into people who I know you're not going to fail. You're all right. I mean, the Slayton sisters have lost weight, so people can do it. I watched some My 600 Pound Life just a highlight, and they didn't do it, and the next one didn't do it, and the next one didn't do it. I was thinking, I think the majority of people just can't do it.
That's why you persevere, though. You keep pushing forward for those who are willing and wanting to try. Again, your influence has had an effect on people. Look again, if you ever doubt what you've done, if you ever doubt that what you're doing is not important, you just need to, without saying a word, sit in your Discord and see how wonderful those people are, how energetic, how happy, how creative, and they love you and they love Jimmy and they see, and again, that's another thing I would love to do, and we've talked about it before. I want to sit down with Jimmy because I think there's more to Jimmy than just the comedic relief. I think that there is a man in there, that Jimmy Bunker, is a far more interesting character than as a sidekick.
Good morning. I just wanted to share one of my favourite conspiracy theories with you guys. That the beast himself, Aleister Crowley, is secretly Barbara Bush's dad. What do you guys think?
Hadrian's Wall is a Roman wall that goes from east to west across England. It was made by Emperor Hadrian. Sexy gay guy. First emperor with a beard. Beards weren't that popular. He had a beard. Didn't care. Looked cool. So they discovered this old site of Mithras's, Mithranium. Mithras was a god who the Roman soldiers used to pray to.
Good morning. Some people actually believe Devil's Tower Mountain is actually a giant fossilized tree.
Yes, he's very
Not
good.
in you. I think of Jimmy Bunker. I think that he's incredible. I mean, the man goes to Cyprus. He talks about this, and it just like it's in him.
You're right. He is more interesting than just Jimmy's in the dryer, although that's hilarious.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, you're right. He's better than me. He's smarter than me. He's much funnier than me. I still can't catch him with funniness. I can't catch him with a beard. I'm never going to catch him. He's very smart, but he just doesn't really get the chance to show you. He's always at work. He's at work now, doing another 14-hour shift. He's always at work. I can't. The plan's always been to get Jimmy just doing YouTube with me, but it's going to happen. It's going to take a while, but I just need to get him out of pubs, get him on here, and then everyone can see how amazing he is. In the podcast, we get to talk more. He's amazing. He's brilliant. People like him more than me. That's fine. I like him more than me.
It's not true. They love you equally. Jimmy's just okay. I put it like this: you're definitely a face that people will put up there, and it's Mr. Snowflake, this and that. But when you sit down and you watch Jimmy and you see the little things he does as a person and his little quirks, the man is brilliant. There is something there. He's a shit talker, but he's not. He's funny, but he's serious. There is something there. And I said I was terrified of sitting down with you because I want to do you justice. That one petrifies me because I want to see Jimmy pull that out. I want people to see what I see in Jimmy because he's a special person. He's a special individual. You just have to cultivate that properly.
Yeah. He's good with advice because he's a bit older than me. He looks a lot older than me, but he's a little bit older than me. It's made can't be as funny as him. But he's always good. Like we've had stuff happening recently. I was telling you today, and then he just gives us one sentence in a text, and I go, "Oh yeah, good point. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'll be worrying about this or this serious thing's happening, and I'll text him about it loads, and he'll just go blah blah blah, and I go, yeah, good point. Actually, yeah, you're right. Oh, okay. He's really clever. He's going to be loving this. He loves the attention. He's clever and he's funny, but he loves attention.
I know he fucking does. But but you and I've talked about this. Like we know, like there's no point should Jimmy ever be a sidekick because there's more to him.
Yes.
And I feel bad because sometimes I feel like that he's put to the back burner, and people think, oh, it's Mr. Snowflake. Oh, and there's Jimmy. It should be Mr. Snowflake and Jimmy Bunker because
that's the point. Yeah. It's just
Foodie clearly sees it. Foodie clearly sees it. She loves him so much.
But he was great when we did the Victims of an Empath.
Absolutely.
2 more of them to go. He's still not used as much as I'd like because we're always just in a rush, which is fine. It's good. But I wish, if it was exactly 50-50, that's been the plan since day one. and we're still not there yet, but we'll get there. We'll definitely get there.
So this is me
Yeah.
telling you, Jimmy, I'm talking to you directly. We're going to make this happen. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk. Mr. Snowflake can stay back home, and you and I are going to chat. And we're going to talk about who Jimmy Bunker is. Even though I'm terrified, we're going to make that happen. Okay?
I think he'll be terrified. I think he'll be nervous without me.
Well, I think he and I will sit down before, and I'll make it clear, like, look, because we always edit this stuff, and then we put it out in post, so we can add, clips or whatever it may be, and edit and post if I've said something stupid or something like that, But I think if I can get him for 5 minutes before we start, say, Jimmy, we're just going to talk. We're like old mates talking. Picture us being at the pub. You want to grab a beer? Fuck, I'll grab a beer. We'll sit here and talk. And you tell me who is Jimmy Bunker. And going from there, and I think that's what I would call it. Who is Jimmy Bunker?
Well, a lot of people. Sorry, I was going to say a lot of people still don't know him. Like, I think it was one of the premieres. People were saying, "Who the hell's Jimmy Bunker?" So I was making sure I was screenshotting them and sending them to him. People still don't know who's this guy. Yeah, the more I can get him on the channel, the better. Dying to have him have a chat with you. He'll have to do it here because he hasn't got a clue how to do anything.
Yeah.
On the computer, he's worse than me. So he can sit here and I'll be over there. As soon as he's available.
I can see you coaching him.
Like the wood you've been using. And you bastard, I heard that you thanked Amber instead of me for your subs. Remember when I give you the shout out for the subs? 1,000 subs? It's like the wood you.
But that is a story for another day. And we've gone an hour and a half, which has always seemed like it's been. No, we've got an hour and 6. And I have to ask, what's next? What do we have to look forward to? Is Foodie Beauty going to be running our airwaves for a while now, or what is it? What are the next projects in store for Mr. Snowflake?
Well, the plan was to do 3 foodies, and then I'm done. And I'll move on to. I uploaded a crime one today, so maybe try crime or some random stuff.
Well, yes, I'm looking forward to that. I'm very interested in that.
I need to work on that and get better. But yeah, the plan was like 3 or 4 foodies, and then I'm done. But now I'm like, oh, it's going to be like 6 or 7. And when she kicks off with me, it makes Jimmy cry laughing. So at first, the plan was to like just dip out after the 3 episodes, and now I'm thinking, I like making Jimmy laugh. Should I just wind her up and then get a laugh from Jimmy? So I don't know. If I did stick around in the Foodieverse, I'll never be as good as some of the reaction channels, but I might stick around just to get a laugh from Jimmy.
But you're not a reaction channel.
I've tried before to do reactions. I only upload the ones I think are good. And I think some are good, but I'll never be as good as some of the reaction channels.
But that's not your shit. So I'll say it like this: you're not a reaction channel; you're a documentarian. And I know you. I don't know if you take that very well, but you are. You do.
I'm a guy who makes silly videos on YouTube. I don't know.
I disagree, and the reason I say that is because more than one have always said, "Are you waiting for the Snowflake documentary? I can't wait for the next episode of the Snowflake documentary." Yeah, man, the Snowflake documentary, we're going to hopefully he'll let us react to it like the last time where he wasn't going to strike anybody. Your name runs through these reaction channels, and they say that you make documentaries. Not one person has ever called you a reaction channel or someone who's feeding off anybody, because you don't. You use clips to make points. You don't really react. You provide information. In fact, and I'll leave it with this, the last stream I was in, someone literally said in their chat, I bet that Snowflake is going to be the starting point for anybody who decides to get into this universe, that they have to watch his videos before they can truly have an understanding of what they're getting into. That's the high praise that you have.
That's nice. Well, that's the plan with a lot of them, because I think, the people who know about the Foodie Beauty stuff, I probably won't be telling them anything new, but the people who don't know her, I think, watch these 6 episodes, that's who she is. Watch these 4 victims of an empath, that's who she is.
Watch Cyrax, and you made me feel bad for him, and I'm disgusted by you for making me feel bad for Cyrax for even a second.
I like
Now
that.
you got me in the Cyrax verse. I wouldn't
I wish
watch
I wish I could have finished the little series. It was a 3-parter. I did 2 parts, and then because it took so long to get to the 3rd part, all the videos I was getting clips from had gone. I was like, I can't take the time to look again. I'm gonna have to stop it at 2. But at some point, I'll do another huge Cyrax. I think Foodie's next. Foodie's next. Finish Amber. Do some more crime. Do some random stuff.
Do you ever think about going back and redoing some of your old videos?
Yes, I want to do Kay's cooking again. I want to do a super long Misfits.
Tyree Sneed, maybe.
Tyree, that would be a good one. He's Batman now, isn't he? Somebody said he was Batman.
He cussed me out. He was not very happy with me.
With you?
Yeah, I made a video
What?
way back. I made a video, and his lawyer threatened me on Twitter a while back.
His lawyer?
His lawyer.
He hasn't got a lawyer.
I know he has a lawyer.
He threatened you. That's so funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But I was inspired by you to do a video. I took it down because it was not a quality. I wasn't happy with it.
Oh.
We'll do another one later. You've got us doing our own documentaries, and they're doing fabulous. Thank you, you beautiful, beautiful man. You wonder.
Man one, very good.
I was very happy with that.
That
Trish did a wonderful job. I cried because it was so fucking. We found out so much bullshit.
Well, I used to watch the wrestling when I was a kid. I've started watching bits now and again when I have my food. There's a channel on. I forgot the channel's name. They just do wrestling biographies, and I just watch 10 minutes of wrestling. So I'm getting into the wrestling again. So yeah, all the Vince McMahon stuff's awful.
We're gonna dip away from that for a little bit though, because I can't. There's more to come about other things, but we have to dip away. It's very dark.
I think I'm getting better at getting used to the dark stuff now. Like I said the other day, I was like, oh, I might leave Foodie for a while. This is awful. And now for some reason, I'm like, yeah, let's do more. I'm gonna get it.
Well, I'm curious though what mainstream things you could get into, especially because you're over the pond. The stuff going on with the royal family, P. Diddy. I didn't know. Maybe you started getting into that stuff.
That's one of the plans, to do stuff like that. I wanted to get in a documentary on Dan Schneider.
Oh wow! Yes. Oh my God! Yes. You should. Yes. Please.
Jimmy sent me a video on him years ago, and I was like, "Oh God, he's awful." Blah blah. I'll do a video soon.
I'm not. Well, Foodie. Fuck Foodie. I mean, whatever. Do that.
I'll have to finish Foodie first. I'm going to be late, so no one's going to watch it. But it's been on the list.
It's going to be good. That's the thing. People will watch it if it's good.
Hopefully, but I want to do a documentary on him. Just not just LOLcows, just interesting or awful people or events or something. Just different stuff. I don't want to do the same stuff forever. Just like I said, I uploaded that crime one today. I thought that's really good, but I can improve that. So anything interesting.
Well, that's the future of Mr. Snowflake, and hopefully in the future you'll come back and we'll have these more discussions. I do love how we go. We start talking and they just go.
It's really nice. I like it.
That being said, is there anything that you would like to share with the audience before we leave?
No, not really. Thanks very much. No.
We'll edit that in post.
No, everybody's lovely. Everybody's nice. It's lovely. I've had some lovely messages recently from people after the episode 2. It's nice. Everybody's lovely. I've nothing to say. Just thanks again. I think I said that in the last interview. Just thanks everybody. I'll keep trying to get better. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Thanks very much.
That being said, this has been awful. This is always wonderful to sit down and talk to you. Not just being recorded, but just having our private conversations, whatever. It's always a pleasure. That being said, I'm Dan. That's Mr. Snowflake. And we'll see you when we see you. Bye.